Hello, in this video, I'm going to talk about one of the key challenges for occupational therapy profession in UK. I have been qualified 17 years now. So over the last 20 years, I have been an occupational therapist or related to the profession of occupational therapy, and I'm a proud member to be an occupational therapy profession. But 20 years ago, one of the key challenges that I faced is that I felt that the degree was too much of focus on self-directed learning, and as a result, particularly in the area of anatomy, we were given assignments that meant that there were no exam, and all that we had to do is to answer a assignment question. There were few options, so we only read about one part of the body and we passed anatomy, and that was it. So even nowadays, so I had to learn about the anatomy and how all the muscle parts are interrelated. Now, why is that important? Because unless one understands how the different parts of the body and mind and brain and muscles are interconnected in depth, that person would not be able to understand how the body works. So in UK, a vast amount of occupational therapists are engaged in discharge planning from hospitals, and that basically providing equipment, ensuring safety, and that's all. Particularly occupational therapists who work in social services, therefore solely focused on equipment provision. Now, I appreciate sometimes conditions are not going to change and equipment is necessary, or sometimes equipment is necessary for a short duration, but longer use of equipment is detrimental because we are actually, as an occupational therapist, we are meant to be enabling occupation, but we are disabling occupation by providing equipment because certain muscles would not work after a time, and that means we are promoting disability instead of promoting independence. Yeah, we are promoting independence in the short term, but in the long term, the effect is we are reducing independence. For example, I've talked about in my previous video, raising the toilet seat. Okay, we are allowing somebody to get off toilet safely, but unless we are at the same time working on a program of increasing hip and quad stability and hamstring stability and lower limb strengthening, we are not going to work on improving that patient's function. So in the long term, those muscles will remain weak, and because we have taken away the exercise of getting up from lower height, that weakness only will increase. So I feel like it creates a big risk for us as an occupational therapist. We are valued everywhere, but actually what we are doing, we are not rehabilitating. And primary reason for that is that our limited understanding of the anatomy and body work. I believe that unless this changes, we are going to be only skilled in discharge planning, which is not the role of occupational therapist. I'm sorry to say this. If you're an occupational therapist working in a acute setting, acute hospital, and you are doing that, you're proud of your thing, I appreciate what you are doing, but actually that is not pure OT. Pure OT is about rehabilitation. And to understand that, we need the seeds to be planted when we are at university. And all these universities are focusing on self-directed learning. Actually, that is good in certain way, but you cannot, certain subjects like anatomy should be fully exam based, so that the OTs will have to study anatomy. They have to understand what is the link between brain and being able to make a hot drink. It's not only cognition, it is also physical parts. And unless we are doing that, there we talk about activity analysis, but we don't study anatomy in details. So my plea to any OTs who are qualifying, please think carefully, challenge your universities about why anatomy is not the key focus. we cannot talk about occupation unless we understand human body and mind, how it works. We need to know fully about neuropsychology. We need to fully know about muscular system like a physio. Then only we would be able to integrate, and that's what I do in my daily job, and that's why I'm valued by my team and my organization. So please, my plea to all the OTs, all the lecturers, we need to change the teaching standards in our profession, and we need to combine self-directed learning along with exams, and that balance must be taken with due consideration. I hope this video makes sense. If you're a qualified occupational therapist or studying to be an occupational therapist, please show me your support so that I know this message is getting through to people and getting people motivated to make a change. Please repost my video because we need to spread out this message. Thanks for watching my video and thanks for all your support. I wish you all the best in your journey.